Welcome to Dinners for Beginners, a new series designed for anyone starting their Thermomix journey. We're sharing a quick and easy and delicious dinner recipe to help you get to know your Thermomix while building your confidence in the kitchen. Hi, I'm Rachel, and today I'll show you how to make a healthy, flavour-packed dinner, salmon with ginger sauce and spiced cashews from Cookidoo. It's quick, it's easy, and it's perfect for anyone wanting to start using their aroma. You'll learn how to steam the salmon and vegetables to perfection, while also creating a fragrant ginger sauce and a crunchy cashew topping, all in your Thermomix. Okay, so let's get started. So I found my recipe on Cookidoo. So here we have the salmon with ginger sauce and the spiced cashews. And we're just gonna press start, and the Thermomix is gonna guide me through this recipe. So let's just pop off the lid. First, we're going to make the sauce. So we're going to add all our aromatics. We've got some fresh long red chilies. We've got some ginger, some garlic, some spring onions and some coriander. And that all just goes straight in the bowl at once. We can just tick these off and then press next. Now we're going to chop. It's just a quick 5 seconds chop on speed 7. So just pop the lid straight on, press play, and job done. Beautifully chopped chilies. Okay, so let's press next. We're just going to give that a little bit of a scrape down because I want to push it down to the base of the bowl, so when I put the sauce ingredients in there, it all mix through evenly. So we're going to place in our lemon, our honey and our soy sauce, which have all mixed into one bowl for me today. And there's just a quick 10-second mix on speed 2. And that's our sauce done. How quick was that? So let's just transfer that into a bowl and we'll come back to the sauce in a moment. The sauce is transferred. There is no need to clean the bowl. We can continue straight through on the recipe. So now we're going to make the crunchy topping to go on top of the salmon. So we're going to place in some olive oil. I've just got extra virgin olive oil here. You can use any oil of choice. We just prefer to cook with olive oil. Some Szechuan peppercorn. We've got some Chinese 5 spice and some salt. So that's just going to go straight into the bowl. And I'm just left with the raw cashews. We're just going to toast them in the Thermomix. And these are going to toast on 120 degrees. Now at this point, if you've got a TM7, you can actually jump out and use the high heat mode and use that extra temperature, which goes up to 160, just to get that little bit more browning on the cashews. Okay, that's our spiced cashew topping all done. That lovely coating around the cashews there, just gives it some colour. Okay, let's just pop the lid on. And then we're going to load up our aroma with our salmon and vegetables. So we're going to divide the salmon and the vegetables between the aroma dish and the tray. So we'll just set this aside. We'll place one piece of salmon here, another one here. So now we're just going to prepare the vegetables, which we will place in the aroma around our salmon. And today we've got some broccolini, some zucchini and bok choy. So when you get your bok choy, if you could just take the leaves apart and pull them so they're all separate. And give it a good wash. And then we're just going to cut them into 3. And I just sort of cut at an angle. Now these are the softer part of the vegetables, so I always put them onto the top tray. We just place them around the salmon. And we'll take the broccolini. We're going to cut these in halves. Cut them slightly on an angle. And if you don't like the woody and the hard bit of the stalks, little tip for you is you can just peel these with a peeler, and that will just make them a little bit softer to eat. And then finally we've got the zucchini. So depending on the size of the zucchini would depend how you would cut it. This is particularly large zucchini, so if you had a smaller one you may just straight away slice it. Because this one's quite big, I'm actually just going to cut it in half lengthways and then slice them into half moons. So this recipe here has been developed for the TM5 and the TM6, and you can see that the Varoma on the TM7 is a little bit larger. So you could actually probably fit in a few more salmon fillets or some more vegetable into the Varoma and really pack it out if you wanted to. So now we're just going to place the topping onto our salmon, the lovely aromatic sauce, which is going to give that salmon and the vegetables that delicious flavour. So just about 1 to 2 tablespoons on top of each salmon. Okay, so that's now done. But a little tip for you, when you are preparing and placing your marinade onto your salmon, just place something underneath so it can catch any drips. So we're going to do the final step, and we're just going to cook this through. So we've got our water in, we just remove the cap off the lid, and then let's place the dish straight onto the lid, and then the Varoma tray, and then the lid. Press play, and that's going to cook for 6 minutes. So some little tips. While it's cooking, you've got this water in the bowl, you've got your veg and your salmon in the Varoma, you've got the opportunity to cook some grains. So you could pop in your simmering basket, and if you're on a TM5, 6 or 7, just change the speed up to speed 4, and maybe add in around 300 grams of rice and just cook for 15 minutes. White rice works better than brown rice. Okay, so that's now cooked. So we just want to see how well it's cooked and if it needs to be prolonged any longer. So we'll just check each of the layers and we'll check each piece of salmon. So if we start with the tray, just pop it on top of the lid. Just gently take a look inside the salmon and just see how pink it is. Now salmon can be slightly pink, but it is really your own preference. So I'm having a look at this one and it's a little bit too raw for me, so I'm going to cook it a few more minutes. Let's just take a look at this one. Now this one's on the bottom, so it may cook a little bit quicker, and you'll see that my salmon are even uneven sizes, so they will cook at different speeds. And this was actually perfect, so I'm just going to pop these into the flavour server along with the bok choy, and then just pop it on for another couple of minutes. And it's easy to do. You can just select the repeat button on the screen, press play, and off it goes. And just watch the timer there, count down for a couple of minutes, and then I'll stop it and go and check it. So that's now all done. So let's plate up. Then if you've got some sauce left, you can drizzle some of the marinade sauce over. If not, just some extra soy sauce. As you can see, it was really easy. It was a great weeknight dinner that's light but satisfying. Thanks for watching another Dinners for Beginners recipe. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and tell us in the comments how it turned out. This is just one of the beginner-friendly dinners in the series, so be sure to check out the others and keep building your Thermomix skills and recipe collection. Happy cooking, and we'll see you in the next video.